So the next set of functions that we are going to study are square and square root functions. So y is equal to x square is called the square function, and y is equal to positive square root of x is called the square root function. So what is the nature of y is equal to x square? How does the graph of this look like? So if you take the graph of this, so you can draw the graph by drawing a sample table. So x and y. So correspond to x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, right? X square is equal to 0. So correspond to plus or minus 1. If x is equal to plus or minus 1, what is plus or minus 1 whole square? Plus 1. If x is equal to plus or minus 2, the value of y is 4. Plus or minus 3, the value of y is equal to 9. So if you plot all these points, you get 0, 0, that's the first point. 1, 1, that is this point. Minus 1, 1, that is this point. Have next 2 points. 2, 4, and minus 2, 4, and the points go up and up. So if you join all these points, you get a parabolic curve. So y is equal to x square looks like this. So what is the domain of this function? The domain is all real numbers, because you can calculate x square for all real numbers. And the range is nothing but the values of y that you get. What are the answers that you get? The answers start with 0 and they go on increasing. You won't get negative numbers. So when you do x square, you'll never get negative number. So the range is nothing but close at 0 to infinity. So I hope you have understood the graph of y is equal to x square, the domain of the function, and the range of the function. Next, if you have the function y is equal to root x. So y is equal to root x is called the square root function. So if you take the graph of this, again, so as we have seen in the modulus function, this is a symbol for positive square root. So if x is equal to, so let us draw a table. So if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. If x is equal to 1, y is equal to square root of 1. It's not plus or minus 1, it's just 1, because this is the positive square. And when x is equal to 2, y is equal to square root of 2. Or x is equal to 4, y is equal to 2, x is equal to 9, y is equal to 3, 16, 4, so on. So when x is equal to 0 is 0, and x is equal to 1, y is also equal to 1. When x is equal to 4, that is a long distance from this. When x is equal to 4, y becomes 2. So can you see that the graph is becoming flatter? It's not a straight line. The graph is becoming flatter. So the curve looks like this. The curve slowly becomes flatter. So what is the domain of this function? The domain of this function is positive real numbers 0 to infinity, close 0 to infinity, because negative numbers you cannot find square roots. And what is the range? Range is also equal to 0 to infinity. So you cannot have negative numbers from this function, because this is graph of positive square root of x, right? So x square and root x functions, you need to remember the domains and basic graphs of these functions.